Yeah, I used one of my.
Oh, peace out, guys.
Don't leave, Sean.
Later. I'm not gonna do it. I leave one time, and everybody never let me live it down.
No one let you live it down. You're the one that brought it up. You're the one that did it first.
So Travis just said it, right? I didn't say nothing. Travis just said it.
So are you all comfortable with picking up that?
Oh my goodness.
Are you comfortable picking up that next morning?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think we need to resolve anything at night. I don't think so.
I don't really think so. I'm gonna grab some water and then we'll get going. So I'll give you guys just a minute to reconnect. If there's anything else you guys want to share amongst each other or plans, and then I'll be right back.
The only thing we resolved was spicy seafood ramen.
Hell yeah.
That's an important thing to resolve, though.
Yeah, dude.
And no cake.
I gotta know what pan no cake is.
And no cake. You need to be brought up to speed with this,
Okay.
Sean, because the new code word when we want to non-lethal someone is pancake.
And no cake.
Oh.
Or no, wait, no, it's It's when it's non-lethal, it's waffles. When you can kill someone, we say pancakes. Pancakes is the code word to start killing.
Yeah.
So beating someone up is pan no
But
cake.
you don't kill at waffles. That's really hard because those are two very similar things.
Yeah.
Whoa, okay. The waffles are not
to be there.
I mean, have we had this conversation about how pancakes and waffles are quite similar? I mean, like, I think we need to.
I think Tempe has a point here. That's pretty hard to distinguish.
Demetrius turns to Burrfoot and is like,
somebody's gonna say waffle, and I'm gonna fucking kill somebody.
You're gonna hear any breakfast item. You're gonna be like,
yeah.
Oh, fuck, they
somebody's
said.
gonna say
Your
sausages, and I'm just gonna go
agent.
Oh man!
Activates.
All of a sudden, out of nowhere, Ammon's gonna be like scrambled eggs.
Yeah.
Every breakfast, someone dies.
That's the truth.
All breakfast items sound so brutal. Like eggs
Yeah,
have to be
well, it's
scrambled.
gonna be a list of breakfast items. Is gonna be like that one thing that like activates one of us into becoming a killer, like the Winter Soldier.
It's so good.
Tempe is the Winter Soldier.
That's it.
Confirmed.
I got it. Oatmeal. That sounds pretty.
Don't pick a gross breakfast.
That
food,
sounds
though.
pretty soft.
Pancake.
All right, I'm gonna make oatmeal.
Red.
Yeah, we're all
11,
having this argument around the table while
6,
Ravi is like rolling his eyes and
orange
actually
juice.
cooking us breakfast.
I can't wait for Malcolm to
Niner.
come back and for us to tell him how we role played.
Yeah, it's so good.
We explained how we were gonna kill and not kill people.
Hildy. Touching my dice. Don't touch them.
Malcolm, why are you drinking water tonight? No booze? Oh, he couldn't even hear me. Oh, okay,
I got some. I gotta go a little bit of both on the early end of the
I don't want to be. I don't want to be the only one drinking, bro. It makes me feel bad.
I'm drinking. I'm sipping. Let's see. All right.
So I'm gonna make eggs royale for everyone.
Oh yeah.
So it's eggs Benedict with
Ravi,
smoked salmon.
You're the best.
Nice.
I'm wild about that.
Can
we
you
get some
make,
capers? I need some
my
capers on that
eggs
for
and
sure.
Hell yeah.
Really,
Yeah.
really
Classy.
Yep. That's me, super classy.
Burrfoot's definitely gonna take any salmon pieces out and like total dog style chuck them to Grom. So he's just
Aw.
stoked.
The question is, did you make a plate for Machina that he can just stare at?
You should just put like a hammer on the
And some
plate.
gears, like some bolts and nuts.
I was gonna say motor oil, but there's probably not motor oil.
Like machine oil with a little curly straw in it.
He's like looking at his plate, and then Amnon just goes, "All right," and I go and I start adjusting him, calibrating. Like, there you go, you're eating.
Just a bowl of nuts and bolts with some oil on top.
So we'll go ahead and open tonight's game. A very calm, quiet, quaint morning. As the birds chirp and you start to hear it's nice and quiet. The sun has just come out, and so most of even the shops aren't open yet, and the crowds haven't started down Troll Skull Alley, and the party is, I imagine, grateful for their manner and able to wake up and kind of get the day started. The scent of those salmon eggs and capers start to waft through the air as Ravi is already up and deep in the kitchen, clanging pots and moving things back and forth. I'll allow you to tell me what you all are doing. You know, where should we find you here in your home as the sun starts to creep through the morning windows. Turn it over to you.
He's coming back inside from morning yoga.
There you go.
He's coming down from morning yoga?
He's coming back inside from his outdoor.
So he does it outdoor? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got to think he's got to do it outdoors.
Does he also do it naked?
No, but he probably has bathed naked afterwards before he comes in.
Did we long rest or no?
Yeah,
we did.
It's the morning after.
So to give you a layout of the first floor of Troll Skull Manor, you have this little nook here, which is where the fireplace is in the chimney, which leads up to the side, and then right in this section are some tables, that you guys haven't officially had an open, but tables here, and then the bar over on this side. There's a little corner to add a little bookshelf where Machina can add more books. There has been a sign put up, or you have imagine this board to post adventure information and such outside, but I imagine Amnon has also put up a sign saying mending services available. But inside, where Tempe has just kind of walked in, we've got our kitchen over to, would that be, my right, and then the bar, and then behind the bar is that hallway that leads to the kitchen. Now also right above there is a little, right there is where, actually I know we described it as a doorway, but there's actually a trap door in the floor that leads down to the wine cellar, which is where you guys kind of brutally jacked up Ursula Floxen. And so now you guys have a little bit of layout to give you some visual aid of what you see. And then there's a patio outside, which would be this section. But yeah.
Lex, would you mind if Amnon and Ravi were going over the contract, the revised one?
Yeah.
Because I'd want your connections with the priesthood and stuff for advice. So did you get a chance to read the revised one?
I did. I don't know if I really understood it more, but I tried.
So I know too much metagaming wise, but I need to figure out. So hey, Malcolm, how much of that contract do I understand? Do I know what an Arishi is? Do I know what type of devil that is? What does Amnon know from what you wrote in the contract?
Amnon doesn't recall or know what kind of devil that is. I think he's still figuring that part out.
Okay.
He has based on very religious basic lore. I mean, he understands the idea of Asmodeus, and him being the ruler of.
Okay, so just basic.
Basic stuff. Very basic.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's cool. So then I'm going to be going over the idea with Ravi of speaking to the fiend again, because now we know what its name is, which is Araka.
Okay.
A red Arishi.
And you're asking the fiend, what about Araka?
Oh, okay. So I was I would picture Amnon discussing with Ravi about asking the fiend about the stone, because it told me to tell everybody else to let the devils go, and we'll come around again to get them again. So I kind of feel like excuse me, I kind of feel like Araka and us are now kind of on the same path. So I was hoping to get more information from Araka about what we're looking for, what we're up against. Yeah.
Okay. And
that's awesome.
So your fiend, talking to your fiend doesn't immediately answer this question to who Araka is, but he's able to share that the actually I need to look up the name of them. The name of the demon is the type of devil it is.
Orishi.
The Orishi, yeah.
The half devil, half dragon.
Yeah, so it's able to explain to you that the Orishi is just that. It's like it is like the essence of a chromatic dragon and devil combined. And what it can tell you is that the red ones that Araka is are the most ruthless. And these devils are often feared by chromatic dragons because they have the ability to make chromatic dragons do as they wish. They can pretty much command certain chromatic dragons to serve them and so forth.
Sorry, my kids are starting to tantrum.
You all right?
Yeah, my kids are starting to tantrum, so I'm trying to get to a quiet place.
You're good. While you handle that, does someone else want to jump in?
I think you'll see. Breakfast? Is that Tempe? You said that?
No, you go ahead.
Well, I guess after I guess I'm in a corner somewhere and just like sweating and moving my sword around, practicing, training sort of by myself. And after a while, I'm gonna just like huff and puff and sit at a table. Okay. And just kind of sit down and put away my sword, sweating, tired, and take out my violin as I hear Tempe say, "What's for breakfast?"
I'm gonna go sit next to Elric while he plays his violin. Or whatever he's doing with it. I'm very interested in what he's doing.
Just gonna hold it up and yeah, I'm still trying to figure out the tune. It's hard to remember exactly, but maybe this is it, and I'll start playing a tune, but it's probably gonna be off. It's not gonna sound like it maybe fully makes sense or is cohesive, but just gonna keep doing that for a bit.
Tempe looks amazed by it.
You like it?
Have a performance check.
Sure.
Let's see if I like it.
Rolls a 1. I hate it.
That's a 15.
I love it.
Sounds good. Yeah.
Yeah, still getting there.
Than you fight so far. I need to stop. That's not right.
Oh no! Bring it! I'm ready. I'm ready.
So good.
I'm ready to prove you all wrong.
Yes. So he's playing. Yeah, he's playing this wonderful little tune on the strings. Is it an upbeat tune, Elric? Is it kind of somber and slow, or is it?
It starts out somber and slow, and just as it's sort of picking up, that's sort of where you feel like it's about to go somewhere, and then I just kind of stop, and I'm like, damn it.
Yeah.
So close. Almost have it. Still working on it. I'm almost there. I'll try that again from the beginning.
Tempe looks around and in a low voice, he goes, "That was beautiful."
I'll add that your performance check has gotten you one step closer to remembering the entire song.
Nice.
Can you maybe message me more on the song?
Yes.
Elric?
Yeah.
A couple other things I was going to share as we sit here. Which I shouldn't have spoken unless I was ready. But the books that you have, Machina, what I've decided to do, since you're collecting books from everywhere you go, every book is not going to do anything special, but all books are wealths of knowledge. And so for every, basically, as long as a book is added to the shelf, I'd say even just once a month at this point. Anyone who spends a cumulative 4 hours studying gains a +1 to their intelligence for the next 8 hours. When Machina does it, his +1 remains for a week, for every 4 hours. And so, also you notice that morning, get your paper, morning paper. Like, the newspaper comes in as normal. You guys have found uncrumpled when you got in the night before. There is this unfolded paper bird on the table with a handwritten note in fine handwritten ink, asking to accompany to the Castlanders party. It's like in 4 days. And it says, "To those I owe my life, I invite you to this gala to further raise your renown in the city. More should know the names of such a fierce group as you." Signed, Raynar Neverember. Amnon, the Necromancer book that you did find, it has a bunch of, like, a lot of it looks like it's not gibberish, but it's a lot of, like, they're not spells, but the studying of spells and the notes of spells, and the only spells that are viable in the book that can be used are spell scrolls that can only be used once. But they are, and I'll put these. Okay. Animate the dead. There's a blight spell. Firebolt, light, mage hand, prestidigitation, detect magic, mage armor, magic missile, shield. And I'm gonna send these to you, Amnon.
Wait. After I study it, I will be giving it to Eldrekhan because I have a feeling he's gonna enjoy this book.
As you.
Oh shit.
And Machina would be able to use the book.
Can I have?
I'll be sharing with Machina too.
Can I have investigation of the book, Amnon?
Yes. Sorry, I'm just changing rooms here. 18.
18. So you also notice that the leather bound on the book, as you look at it, is it's humanoid leather, dried and bound. That it was.
Oh, actually, I love that. That's awesome. I'll be like rubbing it. You know,
it's like stitched.
So good. Oh yeah.
And then what also gets dropped off strangely early that morning, we'll say the mail comes early, is a little package, and it's kind of like paper wrapped with the drawn string rope. And as you who would probably open it? It's like it's about so big, and gets dropped off on the front porch.
I'd say Machina would read the morning newspaper.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Burrfoot reads it every day with somebody. There's somebody else who does with me.
So this isn't so while you get in the newspaper, you find another package there.
Oh, gotcha.
And it's wrapped. It's like, and it's pretty big and kind of heavy.
Square. Can I like investigate it?
Demetria's got it.
Oh, just kidding. Demetria already has it. Never mind.
What'd you investigate, Demetria?
Oh, investigate? Shit.
Oh, yeah.
I thought I was just busting open the package.
Oh, I didn't know. So if you just, so Demetria already.
So
before Burke can look any closer, Demetria has pulled the package up, and it is a fresh, like a fresh copy of Volo's Guide to Monsters, finally published.
Only one. Oh wait, he sent a couple.
Oh. He sent what?
What?
I'm gonna go check my mailbox.
It is signed on the inside copy with
didn't Burr, I swear, check the tapes. Burr threatened this man's life to get us each a copy.
All right, well, you can always.
Demetria opens the package, sees just the one book, and just turns to look at Burr.
It's a big book. It's like.
Dude, why we gotta piss Burrfoot off first thing in the morning? This ain't good, bro.
The signature, is it personal or is it just like he signed a loop link?
Is it to all of us, or is it just like?
Or is it?
Yeah.
Good question.
To those who saved my friend's life, another gift on top of a house. And then it's like, And then it's like, P.S. You guys should probably come up with a name. And then the book does. You now have access to Volo's guide, which you already do, but you have access to it within game from a meta level. So you can use the knowledge of Volo's guide when you make decisions.
That's pretty dope.
That's really awesome.
That's really cool.
Machina shall begin reading.
Do the left hand. I'm so in.
We are popcorn reading this together, guys.
Left
a page
hand.
on, a page off. Everybody's participating.
Let's do it. I'm so in.
Next house pajama party is us just reading this book together.
What if we
dancing under the
gave
full moon?
Yes. What if we gave the book to Machina and used him as like a Pokedex?
No, I was imagining we like load the book into Machina. And
Yeah, can we just put it in his back?
Thing where it's like, turn the page now.
Yes.
That was my meta on how Amnon learned how artificy, was that he just learned it by like searching Machina's memory for everything he needed.
Oh wait, by the way, what book it's Xanathar's guide?
Volo's Guide to Monsters.
Okay, sorry.
I don't, knowing our history with Xanathar so far, I don't think we're getting a book from him anytime soon.
Yeah, I was like, wait a second, I misheard that. Okay. Volo's Guide.
You can always try to contact Volo or contact, probably finding Volo would be as easy as going to the
Yawning portal.
Yep, the Yawning portal. And then you also have a direct connect. I forgot what I said, how to connect, but you have a connection to calling Raynar if you needed to speak with him as well, or Volo, or you have Stagat. You've got a couple of different people you could talk to in the city. Yeah. Sweet. So, what? You guys have one copy at least right now. Maybe there are others on their way. Maybe you can go chew Volo's head off. I don't know. I know that this is giving you your kind of first downtime in a long while, right? And a chance to rest. I don't know how you plan to spend the next few days or spend today. I don't know if there's other things that are on your list of things to do that you might want to take a crack at. Has breakfast been served, Ravi?
Probably, as all this is happening, he calls downstairs for everyone to come up and eat.
Yes.
You serve it upstairs?
I would assume like if there's a private kitchen that would be like upstairs.
Is there one on the map?
Man, we are some fancy people, bro.
The upstairs kitchen.
The upstairs
Not the
kitchen.
tap room.
Noble again.
I'm glad we don't have to eat with the animals downstairs in the tap room. Terrible if we had to eat with those common folk.
Yeah, that's actually what happened the whole last episode. Is Tempe was just hanging out with homeless people.
Dude, I don't even want to hear that. You guys are the worst. You guys are the worst. Tempe don't want no part of no homeless people.
Tempe volunteered at a soup kitchen the entire last
God. Dude, Tempe does not rock a hairnet. I'm so sorry. He has a very, he has a gorgeous little
scar,
like coif that goes over. It's fantastic.
God.
It's so good.
Tempe, I've searched the monster manual. It appears the homeless are not a monster.
Secret points at Machina.
But they smell like monsters.
I guess there is no kitchen upstairs. And I guess, yeah, he would serve it downstairs.
There's a den, common room, library, study, bedrooms, and stuff.
By the way, so sorry, I was dealing with crazy animals. With the adding plus
The
one
homeless, I know. It's terrible,
hours
right?
studying, is that studying this?
I'm so joking.
What's that again, Burrfoot?
For the adding plus one to intelligence, you said like we have to study. Is that for every 4 hours? I'm sorry.
Every 4 hours that you actually spend studying, not every 4 hours of downtime.
Yeah.
Yep. So.
No, yeah, like that I spend studying, and that's the guide, right?
No, not the guide.
That's just any
book within the house.
Oh,
Since
gotcha.
Maki has been collecting all these books, and there were already some books upstairs as well.
Okay, well, I'm gonna be really annoying the whole time with this until I'm maxed out. So she's gonna be studying.
No, it's a temporary boost.
Yeah,
so it's the next 8 hours, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought I heard. Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna do as much as I can.
Okay.
And we gotta keep adding new books in order to keep expanding and keeping
Okay.
new knowledge.
Cool.
Yeah. Otherwise, everybody in like 3 episodes would be like intelligence 20.
Oh, yeah.
We all just have like the Megamind brain.
Yeah, take that, mind flayer.
No, he's gonna want us even more.
Oh, true.
Dude, I got one on this can, dude.
Ooh,
That's why I bought this beer.
scary.
So in that case, Ravi probably comes out like full on like diner lady with like a bunch of plates on like a platter, and then some on his arm, coming out like serving people.
And and while you're serving the meals to the table, Amnon's your fiend looks like, I know. What does your fiend look like again, Amnon? Mind.
Imp.
My fiend look like, or
Is
my
it just
imp?
an imp? Is it just your imp? I'm sorry, but yeah.
Okay, so
Is it like
I got my imp's just like a little like red imp. It's pretty much it's a basic looking imp, except this time that now that you guys see him again, because I banished him before, you'll see that his right eye has been removed, and there's a little spectral topaz gem in there.
Okay, interesting. So you can hear him talking to Amnon and Infernal, and then of course Dimitri and whoever else speaks it can understand. But he is going on about what I was talking about, how the Abishai are these, chromatic dragon-like devils that sometimes can tell they can tell a chromatic dragon what to do. So chromatic dragons do not like them for the most part. I wanted you to give me a insight check.
Insight 21.
So as your thing is going, it stops, and with the 21, you can tell that the imp is kind of holding back some information. You can tell that there's something it doesn't want to share.
I will just kind of lean in close to the imp, and I'll be like, please, I will banish you again.
Kind of like snarls back at you and then and goes on and says, he basically explained that it doesn't even like to say the names, but most Abishai only serve one of two masters, and when he speaks both names, one being Asmodeus and the other being Tiamat.
Have any of you guys ever heard of Tiamat? We heard Tiamat once earlier.
We saw the play. We saw the play.
Mm-hmm. You guys know enough about her because of the play as well.
So the wish didn't erase.
And Volo told an entire story about her in the tavern.
Okay. But I don't have any connection. Well, okay, so now we have the connection between Orishi and Tiamat.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Okay, so I'm gonna look up at all of you guys, and I'll be like, this is what I was worried about. This is what I was telling you. I am now completely connected to something that's even bigger than all of us.
That sounds like a good thing.
A bigger devil than an Orishi? Or am I imp here?
How big we talking?
I mean, a devil's a devil, isn't it?
I think if you say that's a top devil, they'll probably say no. But I mean, I like to think that I have Bahamut on my side, so it's not like
How are we sitting around this table, I wonder?
Dimitri, a chair backwards like this.
Yeah, of course. Classic.
Can Burrfoot ask Liff if he knows anything about Asmodeus? Or do I just know from, I don't know.
Asmodeus.
I actually, I have a better question. Oh, I want to look at the imp, and then I'll be like, where is Tiamat right now? Because the Orishi said she's not there. Where is she? Do we know?
Tiamat's gone. Tiamat poofed from existence.
So then why
not in the nine hells like she should be, like Asmodeus would like, but not around. Nowhere. Tiamat's nowhere.
Would Araka want Tiamat back?
Your imp doesn't know. It doesn't know who Araka is.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, okay. Does my imp have any connection with my patron, or is it just like an individual devil from one of the hells?
Well, at this point, you're assuming that the patron is the Abishi or the Abishai.
Yeah.
And you're asking if the imp has a connection to the.
Well, I guess I'm asking you as the DM if this imp is connected to my patron, or is it just an imp chosen from that layer?
I think Amnon has always assumed that this imp is a direct helpmeet sent by your patron.
Mm-hmm.
But he's starting to get the feeling that's not necessarily true. And there seems to be a great disconnect. And if anything, your imp knows things, but the only thing that's really been able to tell you anything that of usefulness is typically comes from Lash, from your actual staff.
Can I ask my imp what it wants?
It just tells you its job is to serve. Its job is to serve you. It's what imps do. It has no wants. Its desires, if it did, do not matter. Eldrekhan, can I have a perception check?
Yeah, or we're inside the house, right? Not in direct sunlight at all?
No direct sunlight. You're inside the house.
Awesome.
And I imagine, when the windows cast a little gaze, it's not like super bright, right, inside of there.
There's not a bunch of natural lighting that they sold the house off of. Hey, an 18.
Okay. So I'll go back to that roll. It's a good roll, but I'll allow you to have your breakfast and see you. I know Ravi was serving and give you guys a moment to kind of take in that here.
Oh, this is great.
I'm glad everyone liked it. And if we have time later today, I was thinking I could do that tasting for the food for the bar.
Tempe gets really excited.
Matrion's mouth is like full. She's like,
Yeah.
So much better than living off stale bread for 3 years. Oh my god.
The same. Tempe is like feeding his face, and he just looks up and he's like shaking his head. Yes.
Burrfoot definitely is trying to see who's all in for this study session of at least 4 hours.
The studying of food, right?
Walking has already begun. He's just stood next to the bookshelf reading Bolo.
Major's like, books aren't really my thing. I appreciate the offer. I'm gonna eat some food though. I'm gonna be over here eating food.
Yeah. Okay. Do you know if there's any books? Do you have any books on the history of the nobility in Waterdeep over there?
Let me check.
Out of curiosity.
Can I? Like, this is like, I mean, it's an intimate setting, but I mean, it's like a big table, right? Like, if I'm speaking, if I'm speaking lowly, like, this is like we're all sitting at a big table. It's not like everybody's gonna hear what I'm saying.
It's a big
not
round
that I'm saying
table.
something secret. I'm just curious.
It's a decent sized round table. It's family style, so it's not like grand, right? You guys are probably shoulder to shoulder at this table, like.
So, me and Dimitri are probably eating pretty like aggressively, I feel like right now, and which is probably abnormal that to see Tempe eating that way because he's so proper. But when he eats, he's very, very, he loves food. So, but I think he wants to like, while they're shoving their faces a little bit, he just kind of wants to look over and be like, did you hear the music?
If you wanted me to roll an investigation on the bookshelf to see if there's a book of nobility, I rolled an 18.
A book of nobility for what? What are we saying?
On the history of the nobility in Waterdeep, if there's a book on it.
Oh, I see.
Sort of a Gifford's Guide to the 500. One of those old school things.
Nah, not on the.
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
Are there some?
I'm just putting it out there.
Are there some old society pages that have been like tucked into the bookcase?
There's the bookstore down the street. We can go check out there. Maybe.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea, Ravi.
They might have some Time magazines from like 1972.
Burrfoot was reading that morning paper, and what she noticed there is there's another announcement now that the Castellanters are now, which is kind of different than normal. They are actually having 100 tickets raffled off to commoners to attend. Their 100 commoners are being invited to be a part of this big event, and people, they're the article is about that, kind of the buzz around that they would even have like a section for people to be able to like attend, and with them being such big names. At that moment, I will say that Eldrekhan, you hear a little familiar voice outside, kind of. I'm looking for Eldrekhan. Do anybody know an Eldrekhan? Excuse me, sir. You know an Eldrekhan? And as you turn and look out the window, not making sure not to get any of the sunlight in your eyes or to touch your face, your skin, you see the little old lady from the bookstore.
Oh shit!
Carrying this huge tome, asking for your name.
Oh man!
He just gave that. He just gave that right to you.
Eldrekhan has been like quietly, and he's usually quiet, or unless he isn't, but this is a different, like, respectful quiet. He has been like, it's like someone who's been put in the corner kind of for acting out. So he's like respectfully eating, very quiet, very proper as much as he possibly can. But anyways, as he hears this older woman come up, it like, oh fuck, like he completely forgot after that experience with Severin. So he was just like shook a little bit, kind of like trying to get himself together. And then he hears that lady, jumps up from his seat, kind of like tries to like straighten himself out and walks out to greet her, but like outside the home.
Yeah. And as he walks out, I imagine hood up and kind of with his head down, he flags down the old lady, and sure enough, it's Uza with her big glasses on, her eyes kind of bulging behind these huge kind of lenses, and she kind of shuffles over to him there in the morning light, and she goes, "There you are, Eldrekhan. I had to come. Last night was terrible, very terrible. My Jim, my husband, I told you, I told you he was safe in the book. I didn't want to part with it, but something's wrong. Something's very wrong. The past 3 nights, or past couple nights, he's been, whether it's in my sleep or in the house, I hear him calling my name, calling out. He sounds in pain and torment. He wants to be freed. I thought he was at peace. He's not at peace."
Oh no. He puts his hand on the old woman's shoulder, and before he speaks, insight check.
Okay.
Yeah.
Give me that insight.
Oh, fucking 8.
Insight.
Damn.
She appears truthful. And same Uza that you knew. She's just standing there, she wants her husband freed, and she says that, he sounds like he's a prisoner in there, the way his voice comes out of the book at night. She thought she was dreaming, but now she knows it can't be the same dream every night. And she had talked to you about the seance, and she wonders if you will complete it.
He's gonna look to her, and understanding that he thinks her to be 100% genuine, he ushers her inside and says, "We will take care of this. I give you my word. For good or bad, we will see it out." When he brings her in, he kind of like ushers her into the main, like the entryway, but he says, "Please wait here. I must speak with an associate of mine."
She starts to look around.
Oh no.
She's like a nosy old lady, like doesn't care.
I think it's something way worse, but we're gonna see.
Hey, Eldrekhan, don't you want her to sit down with some food? Is that
Ravi, can I speak with you in just quickly, maybe 2 seconds?
Yeah. Well, yeah, of course.
Okay, so you what's Solune, right? That's her name. It's you.
Yeah.
Okay, so you worship this goddess, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I have this opportunity. The old woman, that I let in, that we helped with the specter in her house.
Right. She wanted to do that seance.
Yes, and the thing is, she thinks I particularly can help her. I have no idea why, but she thinks I can help. Would you be willing? I know you have some maybe connection with this Selune. Would you be willing to maybe, as we're helping her with this seance, kind of do your magic, but make it look like it's me doing it? Yeah. Perhaps maybe 5 or 10 gold coming your way would.
You can keep your money, Eldrekhan. I'll help you out.
Are you sure?
Yes.
An exchange of 10 gold is.
It's fine. I'll do it for free. But we need to make sure that what we're doing isn't gonna come back and haunt us. No pun intended.
I mean, we are the House of Spirits. Might make it interesting, no?
That is true. I suppose we can give it a shot. So, I'm sorry. We're contacting her husband.
I have no idea. It's a seance. I think she has the instructions as to how to perform, but she thinks I can especially help her, although I have absolutely no skill in spiritual work. So.
But we're just contacting someone, right? We're not bringing.
Right. I think I wouldn't know the extent of it. She hasn't actually given me the details, but I mean, look at her. She's so innocent and frail. She needs help.
Okay. Well, let's go talk to her.
Okay. If you would, I will usher her in and maybe grand entrance. I don't know. We'll see. Okay. Then he goes and gets Uza, right?
Yeah, Uza, and she kind of walks over and she remembers you all from saving her house from the poltergeist, and she's hello.
As soon as Eldrekhan leaves,
I'm there.
I'm running over to Demetria and spilling everything.
Nice.
What are you doing when you go over to Demetria?
I'm gonna go over to Demetria and be like, Eldrekhan wants me to do a seance for the old lady that we helped. I'm not entirely sure what's going on, but I think it's something that we might need to be just prepared for in case something goes wrong.
You know how to do a seance, kid?
Tempe clearly hears this, right?
Yeah, probably.
It's like Ravi in the middle, and like Demetria and Tempe are like leaned down.
There they go.
Tempe thinks this could be fun.
Don't be jealous, Elric. Don't be jealous, Elric. We'll tell you later.
We'll tell you after.
Tempe's like putting his arm back. He's like, hold on.
Oh, the cool kids are speaking again. Yes.
I do gotta say, learning this about Eldrekhan does soften him up in Demetria's mind, because the self-consciousness here is kind of adorable.
Oh, 1000%.
Like, this old lady we met once thinks I can do it and I can't disappoint her.
He wants to be so cool, but he's not cool.
He
He's pretty cool though. Already, he has to see that in himself. That's the problem. See?
There it is. There it is.
We're gonna have some character development. I'm telling you, it's coming soon.
Okay, Demetria's like, is lying like this bad? No. And she's gonna go over to Uza and Eldrekhan, like ushering her down, like, oh yeah, here, please let me take a seat, like pulling a chair over so Eldrekhan can like help her sit in like the chair, like, don't worry, Eldrekhan's the best. He knows what he's doing.
And he like throws his hands up like, I told you.
I told you.
Oh no.
I knew Eldrick could do it. He told me he could. He is a strong wizard or sorcerer or clairvoyant, whatever.
He helped me out of a jam with my ex-girlfriend the other night. He knows his stuff. He knows his magic.
I know you're all powerful. I know that, you will all be able to protect I also know you'll be able to protect my Jim and free him from the book. You see, strangely, until I met you all, it always seemed fine. Jim wrote this book. It was his life, and when he passed, he transferred himself into it so that we could be close together. And I think you all were right about, you're the one that told me spirits are coming after it. I think one of them, something's gotten to Jim. He's been crying out from the book every night, begging to be freed. He's in pain. He's suffering.
I do an insight check, please, on this lady.
You can, but for the most part, it's already been done.
That's why I'm laughing, because like we already did the insight again. It's amazing.
You can have a insight check on Burrfoot.
Okay.
Is Amnon in here too, or is this like a private thing going on?
Anybody who's standing there can give her insight.
Getting less private by the minute, buddy.
No, yeah, this is in the main tap room. Imagine she's walked right over to the center of the table.
Everyone knows.
Yes.
Always assume,
talking about it.
unless characters are literally walking off screen, it's happening in front of everybody.
Alright.
Yep.
Okay, all right.
Can I just
I
like
only got a 12.
to Eldrekhan a little bit?
What's that?
I just want to like to Eldrekhan a little bit. I'm gonna be behind him, but I just want like to whisper to him to come to me really quick.
I think Burrfoot, you're almost naturally distrusting, and to you, it part of it just seems like a bad idea.
I rolled a 21 on insight.
But I do think she seems convincing. I'll say that if she is lying, she's very convincing.
Okay. So if anything, what you're saying is I should make an insight check on the books.
Oh my god.
That's what I'm trying to do. I want to bring her a plate. I want to bring her a plate of food. And as like I'm setting it down for her, I want to like touch the book and do like a religion check to see if I can feel anything.
Ooh.
Nice.
That's not insight, Malcolm.
Give me a religion check.
Clever.
Slipping in there.
12.
You touch something that has like electrical charge, you get a little shock when your hand touches the book, and she's like, oh, like she both kind of felt it. And right where you touched, you get like a cold shiver over your body. A bit off-putting.
Oh, okay. Does it feel evil, quote unquote?
It doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel.
We had to put it on a 3x3 grid.
Yeah. Yeah. You get there's some darkness in the book, but darkness is not the only thing that's in the book. So, but you can tell there's something there.
Machina is gonna walk over and pick up the book and be like, "Excellent, a new book," and begin reading.
No.
Machina.
No. Demetria slams it down. No. She like takes it out of his hand. She like looks around. She like grabs the paper and puts it in his hands and said, "Read that first. Gotta go in order."
Amnon's just gonna facepalm a little, and I'm gonna turn back to Eldrekhan. I'm just gonna whisper so the lady can't hear me, but I'm gonna be like,
She's too busy. She's eating.
Yeah. So like, okay, I don't mind helping to do this, but I don't want her to have the expectation that her husband's gonna be back alive. Even if he's stuck in that book, he's dead.
No, she explained to me that she wants to hear his voice and possibly see him one last time.
I have a bad feeling about this.
Are we?
Oh,
I don't.
Are we exercising this book?
look at this old woman. She's... And he's going to like say it loudly so she hears it. Like, she is so frail and needy. She cannot sleep.
Suddenly, there's just a pin etching on the bar, and then it floats over to Eldrekhan's face and to anyone and to Ohan, and it says, "I can do the seance." It's clearly like Liv.
Oh.
Oh,
And then
yeah.
it crosses that out and it goes, "But I don't know if we should."
I'm gonna turn back to Eldrekhan and I'd be like, Eldrekhan, I think we should ask Liv to just set this spirit free to go where it needs to go. I don't think we should have any contact with this.
It's not that easy, Ohan. Or Amnon. So
Who's Ohan?
Liv pretty much goes on to try to like kind of describe the seance, and he's like, it will take the concentration, the meditation of all those who have arcanic energy. It will take the constitution from everyone else to support them, linked together. And depending on if the powers are actually good or evil in the book, that only then, once he's like well in, will he really know what he's dealing with. And so it will test kind of the fortitude to create the link in the first place, and then there's like 3 stages basically that he describes to the seance, starting with arcana, starting with creating the right environment, then start going into level 2, which is the meditation, and then level 3, which is like the spiritual trance. And when those are complete, then he should be able to pull forth who she's looking for, talk with him, free him, etc. Level 1 uses mostly arcana, level 2 uses wisdom, and level 3 uses religion. If something goes wrong, Constitution will be tested.
I don't think that
If-
I'm saying this as Amnon. I don't think that I should take part in this.
Got a +5 to Arcana.
What if we, and here's my non-educational take here, right? What if we here's my bright idea. What if we threw the book in the fire? What do we think that would do?
No, you want to try throwing a ring in there first?
I don't think. Uza, you okay with that?
I mean, right, if the thing is...
Oh, are you asking Uza if she's okay with... I don't know if she heard that. I thought
No,
maybe you were
Demetria doesn't want her to hear
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, so like,
I mean,
sounds like we want to get the ghost out of the book. I think the way we get the ghost out of the book is we get rid of the book.
well, that could
Why don't we add to
potentially
it?
send this soul somewhere unreachable, potentially destroying the soul. I don't know. I don't know how that works.
Might need a proper ceremony to set it free. I don't really know how it works either, though.
Can
Eldrekhan-
Burrfoot ask Liv what the vibe he got was from the situation from the lady? Can I ask what Liv's insight check was? It's pretty
Oh, man.
Why, Brittany, why did you say it like that? You were listening to
accurate, guys. Right. Okay, I said this.
Burrfoot's like,
I
Liv, how are you
decided
feeling?
that
How are you
Liv
feeling?
has told you that he feels this is it's a little old lady. She's got positive intentions. There's a good chance her husband could be called on, but seances can be dangerous and they can summon other things.
That's
Exactly.
also what I was gonna ask him. It's like, what could go wrong? Does he know about seances?
Eldrekhan's... Oh, sorry.
Yeah, just saying if it goes wrong, it would be Liv can get it started. Liv kind of has the know-how, but Liv, for example, with Machina being the wizard, would probably be helpful in reading off, what needs to be read in the book, as well as whoever Eldrekhan playing his part and Amnon playing his part, because they're so connected to magic, then that also makes them highly susceptible to spiritual, to other planes. And the rest of you, your constitution, your strength, your meditation, your support, your wisdom will be helpful in keeping things on path, per se, I guess.
I mean, if Amnon doesn't want to do it, I don't know if we should force him to, because I feel like this is one of those things where if we start it, we have to finish it. And we have to close this off. We can't leave it open.
Yeah.
And my other concern, right? You say, Liv says that wisdom is necessary here. I think the wisest person here is Burrfoot, and I think that's by a really huge margin. So I'm concerned we might not have enough wisdom in the kitchen if we only have one.
I also have good wisdom.
Okay. So we have 2. Okay, that makes me feel better.
I got at least +2 to wisdom.
Okay. I feel much better. Thank you.
+1?
You might not be involved, but you might not be involved. You might have to tell our stories.
Yeah. Designated survivor.
Designated survivor.
Eldrekhan's gonna put forward like a well-practiced, false, albeit, but bravado, and look at everyone and say, "Come on, we are going to run a tavern called House of Spirits, and we're not going to do a seance inside of it."
You've challenged my bravado. I'm in.
Fair enough.
I'm going to kind of just look down at the burned-in sigil at the first time we kind of did this with me talking to my patron, and I'm just going to be. Amnon's just going to be quiet. I'm just going to be looking at that sigil.
How many people do we need for it? The seance. Typically, there's a number. Is it all or not happening, Malcolm? Is that what you're saying? That's the magic number.
Liv says that you could try to do it without Amnon, though it may prove more difficult without all of those who are connected to each other, since you are all connected through your friendship, through the time, the danger that you've shared together. Liv explains, of course, in writing, that she kind of keeps writing like shared souls. One soul being absent could make it more difficult, but doable.
That brings up the question, does Machina have a soul?
Oh.
Can't he just technically lend his physical energy to us? Energy, you don't have to call it a soul, is energy.
We are extra, the edges of our auras all together recreate as if there was one other soul there.
I was gonna say, can Lift just
that new age philosophy?
What if Machina's soul was the friends we made along the way?
I think, if I remember correctly, when you first introduced it, 6 people could do it.
I'm still saying, yeah, 6 people can do it.
But yeah, all of the group would make it better. I hear you.
Just makes just makes it
right.
Machina could be a conduit.
Amnon, buddy. We could use you. Oh shit! I can't hear anything right now.
I don't know if Amnon's gonna pull out his locket that he showed to Demetria and then open it and show it to you. It's gonna be a female dragonborn and a child dragonborn. I'm gonna be like, they get close too. They're gone now. Who knows if it was this, my patron, that did this and put me on this path on purpose.
Well, Amnon, you have to remember, you have to choose your own path. Whatever that may be.
And
I'm going to I'm just going to turn to Demetria, and I'm just going to look at her and be like, if something goes bad, you take me out.
If I think it's necessary to take you out, then I will do what I need to do.
I take one step into hurting anybody, is what I mean.
Amnon, we're gonna watch you. It's not gonna happen.
Demetria gives Amnon a look, like trying to communicate silently
It's
that
like,
she...
if it's psionic, I'm gonna be like, what?
Can I reply? I can't reply psionically. You can
No, you can't.
But she's trying to communicate, right, that she gets where he's coming from, that she understands from like a really visceral place, that she understands his concern, and that he's asking her to do something that she considers really difficult and really awful. But because of their friendship, she's entertaining the idea. Like, you can see that the friendship with Amnon is just barely winning over her own personal convictions about the situation. And just trying to get that across.
Burrfoot's gonna watch this whole interaction and be like, I thought you wanted me to kill you. Because he did.
Demetria turns to Burrfoot like, oh, okay, I see how it is. I'm not even special.
Like,
I want everybody out here to kill you if anything goes wrong. I was just like, whatever, Amnon.
Amnon.
I feel like with this, a smite would be a little bit better, okay? But all right.
Wait, Amnon, if it'll make you feel better, I can try something. And I'm gonna go up to Amnon. I'm gonna pull out like a little bag of powdered silver, and I'm gonna draw 3 stars above, like on his forehead, 2 stars under his left eye, and then 2 stars under his right eye. And I'm gonna cast protection from evil and good. So you wouldn't be able to be charmed, possessed.
Well, wait. Before you do that, if you're committing to the seance, it's top of the morning, and it must be done at night.
I'll do that later.
Yeah.
How about you just tell me you're gonna do it? Yeah, with Demetria, Elric, and Rob, with everyone's help, you know, Amnon's gonna help.
Okay. As you all have now, I guess, decided to commit to this and prepare for it, you still have a full day ahead of you. Do you fast forward directly to this time, to this evening, where you're about to, commence with this seance, or is there anything else that you wanted to do before?
I did want to go back to the church and just see if they had any other jobs that they needed done.
Yeah.
And Machina requires a sword.
Yes, I wanted to buy a Machina a sword.
I would like to spend some time with Elric.
You're welcome to buy Machina a regular, like whatever type of sword he's looking for, long sword, short sword, at the price that you would find in the player's handbook if you visited the market.
Jameson, is samurai sword one of those items?
It's not. So right now it's gonna be a scimitar, but as soon as I hit 3rd level monk and can choose a kensei weapon, then it will be a longsword.
All right, cool. So
now, scimitar.
I'll be shopping for a scimitar for him, using his money.
Important specification.
Well, just for Elric's sake, just so you know.
Set a good example for Elric.
Yeah.
So we're in the morning right now. How many hours would you say? Like, do I have 4+ hours?
That's fine. Yeah, more than that.
Because I just want to do the studying thing.
You can get the whole morning and get your studying out if you like, Burrfoot. That would raise your and it doesn't give you a modifier. It raises your actual intelligence by 1 for the next.
Oh wow!
8 hours. Yep. So.
And that's for how long? I'm sorry.
For 8 hours. So you'd still have it when you do the seance, but.
Okay, cool. I need to move it a little bit and whatever. Yeah. That's fine.
So then if we study for the 8 hours, we get +8 temporarily?
Actually, you know what? I'll make a change here. I'm going to change my notes. I'll make it for 24 hours.
Oh, cool. No, you get a +1 to your...
+1 to your intelligence...
+1, all right, cool.
Number, to your intelligence score.
Yeah.
For 24 hours.
Cool. And then you said we could buy something if we need to. What the price
Anything
is.
that you guys need to buy or
let me
shop.
see. I have enough for
as
study.
well.
I'm gonna go grab my PHP. I'll be right back.
Does anyone have the link to the Waterdeep map that they can drop in the chat?
Oh yeah, it's also on the campaign page.
Yeah, I was just looking. I don't think I saw it.
It's at the bottom.
I can also just drop it in the chat.
No current jobs from them when you visit there, Ravi, at the moment.
Can I also let her know, or let whoever I'm speaking to know, that we got invited to the Castle Lanterns party?
Yes.
If there's anything that they would like us to do while we're there.
Yeah. So when you talk to the priestess at the house, one of the things when you share that, you said, you want to ask them if there's something that they should do while they're there?
Yeah, if there's anything that we should look out for.
She tells you, I don't quite, typically don't concern myself with the celebrities of Waterdeep. Though the Castellanters, there's always been talk that they are a bit on the seedy side with their delvings. Of course, I do not. Here in the House of Sullivan, we do not gossip, so I have no idea if there is any truth, but I have heard other people call them devil worshippers.
Okay. I'll probably explain to her a bit of what happened the previous night with the Stone of Galore and the fiends. Were they fiends or devils?
Devils.
Devils.
And so, interesting. That is. And you say this stone was being taken by devils to one of their mausoleums in the City of the Dead?
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to lead to any assumptions, but that is quite telling. The Castellanters fell on hard times a few years back. At least I do know this for sure. And they had a bit of during those hard times. Recently, they've since had a reverse in their fortunes. Them being restored and being lucrative. Then they're in banking and money lending. Victaro and Amelia, Victaro being the husband, Amelia the lady of the house. Their eldest son disappeared 3 years ago when the family was on the verge of bankruptcy. They have 2 surviving children, young twins named Terenzio and Elzarina, a boy and a girl. Lord Victario Calisanter is the only living heir of the late Caladorn Calisanter, a former masked lord and hero of the North. And you all would know a little bit about what you can dive in. So there are the open lords of Waterdeep, who kind of sit on a council and control things, and then under them there are the mass lords. And the mass lords are masked so that their identities are never revealed, so that I imagine if an open lord is assassinated, a mass lord can take their place, right, or something like that. And the mass lords also have sway and power in the city. Over the years, she says they founded a number of different societies. They've made generous donations to temples, I must say, including ours. And they've only dedicated to those deities who are good aligned. This is why I've always shrugged off the idea of the devil worship, but who knows? Maybe someone is trying to frame them. But that's all I really know of them in terms of their history, and it's common knowledge if you do a little research. Do you have some worry going to this? Are you going to go to this party, or?
Yes, we were invited to go alongside Ragnar. I forget his last name. Never
Ember.
Mm-hmm. Never Ember. I keep wanting to call him Neverwinter.
Yeah.
Never Ember.
Raynar. I don't know the fellow, but I have heard decent things. I think if there is something afoot, your group would be. You definitely should be there to make sure if anything goes afoul, you can take care of it. Soon they will be with you.
And I think there's one more thing that I forgot to mention last time I was here. While we were at the graveyard, we came across five cloaked figures making their way through the graveyard. And there was a bit of an altercation between us. They were all masked, but at one point, all but one produced a ball of energy, but each one was a different color. There was white, black, blue. I forget what the other color is. Green?
Green, yes.
Green? Is it green? Green.
Interesting. And can you describe? And as you do this, can you give me history check, Ravi?
That one.
Oh, okay. So you're describing. What I'll say is there any more to their description that you can, from your own memory, that you can share with me?
See,
I think there's a couple of particular things that might help her and you here.
God, I just remember that they were all wearing masks. I think they were wearing gloves as well.
So you said, and these masks. Do you recall how they looked, or were they metal? Were they?
I believe so.
That I cannot be for sure. But the way what you're describing, I'm not sure about the orbs or the magic. Most cultists that I've come across bear very little presence and understanding of magic. Sometimes the higher ups, the higher up the rank you crawl or climb. But what you describe sounds, in terms of the nature of the way they dress, sounds more like the cult of the dragon. They're only known for worshipping dead dragons, Dracoliches.
Are there any known Dracoliches in the area?
No. And Waterdeep is quite protected from all forms of dragons. A dragon cannot fly into the airspace of Waterdeep. It is quite protected, and even if it could breach, a number of our protectors, the guardians, the statues, could be activated at any moment to go to battle with them. That has not happened for hundreds of years. Dracoliches aren't. Yeah, the cultists have always been thought to be a bit crazy. They worship Dracoliches. They like to bring them back or find them and grovel at their feet, do their will. But most Dracoliches aren't bent on any type of domination of mankind or civilizations. They've lived so long. I imagine they're beyond that and just typically seek to be alone. You saw these, and I will tell Sir Ambrose of this.
Sir Ambrose actually came in contact with them. They placed some sort of charm on him.
Then we should definitely speak. Unless I can put task on this and have, soldiers, knights go back to the cemetery, unless this is something you're interested in seeing done yourself.
I feel like, if anything, we can look into it for now.
Okay. I'll see what I can look into and see what we can find over the next few nights.
Okay, I would appreciate that. Thank you. May she guide you.
So, as you all, I imagine, did you go shopping and for gear, or what'd you pick up? Anybody else? No.
I got studded leather.
Got some studded leather. Nice.
Yeah.
So you end up
And
finding
the PHB says it's 45, right?
45 gold.
Yeah.
Right. How's Burrfoot when she's shopping? Does she try to get deals and things, and does she try to haggle? Is she
Funny enough, that would probably be one of the only times that she's like a little bit reserved, because there's no like currency in the Feywild. So like the whole concept of shopping and retail and stuff like that is like a little bit, so she just kind of like is like, here, take it. You know?
I mean, I need to shop for Machina. I mean, I would have. How about we just go together, and then I'm helping you with the money part, and then I would say that Amnon would try to help haggle a bit with. He has a good deception rating, so he would try to talk him into it.
Persuasion check, Amnon.
Dirty 20.
Okay. So you get your studded letter for 40 gold instead of 45.
Wow, she's gonna look at Amnon like he's another kind of sorcerer. Amazing. And I'll say thank you. Awesome. Ooh.
And then, yeah, I think Amnon is going to shop for the scimitar for Machina.
Okay.
And then Amnon's going to want a studded leather, too.
All right, so you would get it for 40 as well for the studded leather. And
scimitar is 25.
So 5 off, yeah. So you get the scimitar for everything you buy. You'll get them for about 5 off. Basically, you'll get that discount. So 20.
Both for okay. Both for 60. All right. So I'll have this. Are you with me, Machina?
Yeah, just because he needs a very particular sword, which is just pretty much katana.
Yeah. Well, one thing that I was thinking was that, like, especially when I get to the next level and I take artificy level 2, I'm thinking that maybe once I show you the scimitar, you and I can start going over maybe how I can. Would you allow me to maybe over time, like transform it into a samurai sword with an infusion?
I mean, if that's the case, we can just use a short sword for that. That way it's only 10 gold. If you're gonna infuse stuff.
Well, I'm just curious if Malcolm will allow me to like help you build it the way you like, and then it turns into the stats of a samurai sword eventually.
Let's see. Is there a katana in the book?
There's not.
So I see.
Yeah, the only reason I'm going with the scimitar is because it deals slashing damage and it's a D6 finesse and light. A short sword is 10 gold, but it deals piercing, so it's more the damage type that I'm going for.
That you want for. Yeah, I would say go for the scimitar then and change it and do the slashing. Could do. If you're looking for a katana, here's what I'll say. While you guys are at the market, to avoid some of this and possibly needing to do this, because the Waterdeep is a large city and everything exists. It's just a matter of finding it.
We can use Demetrius.
Have an investigation check.
Okay.
Amnon.
Oh.
I mean, I found my original katana in a scrapyard, so.
I got a 9.
And what were you using it as? Like, what were you just using a short sword, or were you using a scimitar as the
originally
stats?
I was using a scimitar as well.
Got it. What'd you get, Amnon?
A 9.
A 9. So you do not find a katana, unfortunately, today, as you return back.
I can only imagine trying to explain to Machina why we can't find one.
I mean, You don't really have to explain it. Like, Machina is very logical. It's like, well, you don't see it, you don't see it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. They're not a common blade, and probably from a far off or a distant land here, from where you are.
As you want to pull the Elden Ring equivalent, it's the Land of Reeds.
The Land of Reeds. I gotta get that thing.
As you arrive, I guess we fast forward to about around the time of sundown, and why don't we just say here, since I see a few people off screen, that you guys are preparing the place for the seance. Some candles being lit as you light the room, so that it's prepared. So when the sun goes down, using the same table you ate at earlier, the table is set, and Lif has already talked to Eldrekhan about. Lif is going to embody Eldrekhan so that it appears that Eldrekhan is doing everything for the sake of Uza.
Oh shit!
He will possess you, but you will make all of your checks. They will still be your own. You will have full agency. He just will be kind of helping guide your hand.
Does it give me any bonus to rolls?
I was gonna say, should Lif possess Machina, just because Machina himself does not have a soul?
You want him to possess? Well, I can do Machina, but Eldrekhan told Uza he was gonna lead. So if he can do Machina as well. I think Machina's at a point where we don't really know what Machina has. We're assuming a lot about Machina right now. But I mean, both are possible. We could do that as well. I was only doing that so that when the lady is there, it will.
Yes.
It will. She will look like Eldrekhan is. That sells her on what she wanted. That's the only reason. All right.
Forgot to ask about the seance at the church. The logical place to ask about a seance.
The one place to get some direct, great information.
What is it about? What is it about being in the temple that just makes you forget?
I was like, okay. Because I put it in my mind earlier. I was like, okay, make sure to ask about Castellaners, ask about demons, ask about the cultists. And I was like, cool, I did it. And then as soon as we cut away, I was like, fuck.
That's what happened. You get into the temple setting and you're like, whoa.
I saw you looking down with your hands on your. I was like, what happened?
We're gonna take a 5-minute here, and then we'll come back with the seance.
Cool. Can I also say that Ravi bought some stuff on his way back?
Yeah, Malcolm, are you cool with Eldrekhan buying
yes.
things right on?
As long as you're not getting any deals on it, you just buy it straight out. Okay. You're good.
Can I sell something for money and then buy
sell if you're selling something, then you only can sell it for half of what it's worth.
That's fine.
Ooh,
what about a return customer discount at that the custom clothing shop? Because I'm changing my whole getup. What about that?
We got to role play that because that guy's very special.
All right.
We're doing a separate shopping thing for.
Yeah. Either that, or you got to tell me what you're looking for from that guy, and then I'll have to tell you what it costs you and what. I can do that. You can do that in between games. I think.
Yeah, as well. That's awesome. Or if you want to, let's see if Eldrekhan lives after these couple hours. We'll see.
Okay, sounds like a plan. I'll be right back.
Gotta see if Malcolm will allow me to use Green Flame Blade with my monk fists.
Dude, I am also thinking about investing in Green Flame Blade at a certain point.
Also, as a wizard, I can transcribe any of those spell scrolls into a spell book.
Yes, I wanted to talk to you about that and maybe find a time, but because it costly, right? It costs a lot of money to transcribe as a wizard.
Yeah, it costs 50 gold per spell.
It costs 50 gold, and you have to roll for it. There's a chance it'll.
Oh.
I know that because Aramis, I had one spell that I